How much time would you like to see Donald Trump spend in prison for his crime? What would you like to see?
All of his life.
All of his life?
I just respect the rule of law. And for you guys to be out here celebrating a felon?
We're all fatigued. We're overloaded. We're being bombarded with nonstop attacks on America.
Do you think that he was targeted? Do you think it was a biased trial against him?
No.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. Donald Trump was officially convicted on 34 felony counts for the Stormy Daniels hush money case. So what do people think about this, and will it impact their decision for this year's presidential election? Today we're going to find out. Let's go talk to some people. Huge shout out to our friends over at Allegiance Gold for sponsoring this video.
Lock him up!
Excuse me, sir.
Lock him up!
Sir, can I get your thoughts on the conviction?
Huh?
Can I get your thoughts on the conviction?
I trust the jury.
Right.
They heard the facts. I didn't hear all of them. They had a time to deliberate, and they came to a verdict.
Your initial thoughts on Donald Trump getting convicted, the first in American history?
Well, it's about time.
This is in a court of law, so I'm sure the facts were presented and the jury decided.
The law did its thing, acquitted or convicted. It is what it is. Yeah. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, the evidence showed that he was guilty, but, you know,
This is how I view it. If he doesn't actually get convicted and nothing actually happens, this is only going to help him. It's only going to feed into the idea that he's being persecuted, which absolutely, I can understand the argument for why that is.
Give me your thoughts on Donald Trump getting convicted.
Oh, that was bullshit. Am I allowed to say bullshit?
Yes.
Come on. You kidding me?
A shame. It's a stain on America, a stain on our legal system, and on the Democratic Party.
You guys see it as more targeting Donald Trump than anything?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why don't they start doing this to the Clintons? Why don't they start doing this to all the way back to Roosevelt?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it said that he has more felonies now than Al Capone. It's like,
that's correct.
This is targeted.
Everything is political.
Political.
I think they're trying to assassinate him.
Political assassination.
So that he
Because
won't become president.
Yeah.
For sure.
There you go.
So we're going to vote even more for him.
Obviously, it's very unfortunate and a disgrace to this country.
So you think it's a bad thing?
Yeah.
Do you see it as a biased trial against Donald Trump?
Yes.
Has this impacted your willingness or decision or anything to vote for Donald Trump?
No, not. Still going to vote Trump.
We have July. We have the judge that will be sentencing Donald Trump. If he gives Donald Trump jail time, would you guys still vote for Donald Trump even if he was in jail?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. 100%.
Would you still vote for Donald Trump if he was in jail?
Nothing's going to change my mind.
100%.
Yeah, I'll still vote for him, of course. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, it's got to be obvious. You'd have to be blind or like mentally disabled not to see what's happening here.
How much time would you like to see Donald Trump spend in prison for his crime? What would you like to see?
All of his life.
All of his life.
For you to celebrate a guy
really
who
quick,
just
really
got
quick.
convicted.
Do you mind if I ask you? A lot of
Oh
people
my
are seeing
God.
this as a biased trial against Donald Trump.
Of course they do, because they love Trump.
yeah, I don't know all the facts, but I don't think it was biased per se. I mean, you can say that about any trial and whatever.
What do you think about that?
It's a lot of rubbish.
From the beginning, he lied that I never had sex with that gal, but he did, I think they should have brought out...
That actually wasn't a part of the trial. This was a falsification of business records. This is a records error trial, not a did you have sex with Stormy Daniels trial.
No, but he always denied it.
Yeah, but that's separate. That's separate from the case,
I
right?
understand. I just meant...
I just want to make sure I'm clarifying for the viewers. Do you think that he was targeted? Do you think it was a biased trial against him?
No.
The reasons why people are bringing up kind of a biased trial, you have CNN's top legal analyst talking about this trial because there's a couple areas that was a little bit weird. You have the district attorney that ran on getting Donald Trump. Do you see that as a bias?
No.
He ran on getting Donald Trump. When it comes to telling people, convincing people
now
that...
now you're going down a different road. Thank you.
Do you mind giving people a message that will convince them that it's not biased against Trump?
All right, everyone, let's take a few moments to talk about today's sponsor, the people that made this video possible, Allegiance Gold. So as we close in on the election, it's really no surprise that Donald Trump is gaining support among all Americans, especially the working class. While many Americans are struggling, the Biden administration continues to attempt to gaslight the American people, saying that the economy has never been better, when we all know the country's facing challenges. Among those, rising inflation, rising debt, and rising interest rates. There is a reason why so many of you guys watching have invested in gold, because it stands on its own as a beacon of stability, and also over the last 5 years, it's also almost doubled in value. Allegiance Gold has done things the right way from the beginning, so it's really no coincidence that they've earned the highest trust ratings in the precious metals industry. They have 5 stars with TrustLink and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Allegiance Gold can help you protect your IRA or 401k with physical gold and silver, or if you prefer, you can have it delivered securely to your front door. And right now, you guys can get up to $5,000 in free silver on a qualifying investment when you go to protectwithklug.com or call 866-335-KLUG. Protect your financial future today. Visit protectwithklug.com or call 866-335-KLUG. I'll put a link down in the description below. Let's get back in the video.
CNN top legal analyst was also bringing this up when it comes to District Attorney Alvin Bragg. He ran on getting Donald Trump. That was a big thing. Do you see that as being biased against Donald Trump, who he is prosecuting?
But again, I'm trying to be objective here, but you always have your biases, but you can't do anything about it.
We ran on getting Donald Trump.
Okay, but as a district attorney, you either write I'm fighting for crime, tough on crime, or you're saying that you're going to get this guy. I don't know.
And then you have the judge that actually donated to Joe Biden, donated money to Joe Biden, and his daughter raised money off the trial. What would your message be to show people that that is not biased against Donald Trump? That is not a biased group against Donald Trump.
It's nothing to do with it. It's nothing to do with it.
You have a district attorney that downgraded 60% of felonies in 2023, okay, and used a falsifications of business records charge, which is a misdemeanor, but connected it to campaign finance law to bump it up to a felony. Do you think that that is suspicious, that a more soft on crime DA actually upgraded Trump's charge in this case?
Yeah, possible. I think that there was enough evidence to up it to the felony with the election thing, because the way that was whole set up between, having the $435,000, which was payments, $30,000 each of payment, and then the way they did it where Trump wrote the check and FedExed it back and forth between everybody,
But if it was for the election, right, they couldn't have spent that money. They couldn't have spent election money on that anyways. They would have been fined as well, because that would have been
I voted for Trump, but he's very vindictive, and I don't like that.
I do want to know your thoughts about people that are supporting this, that are celebrating this, that are saying it's a great thing that Donald Trump was convicted. What do you think?
They're misguided. They haven't looked at everything. You got to look at the whole picture.
They got TDS, man.
Oh, God. It's just sad.
I mean, on one side I'd say watch out, because if they want to play by dirty rules, they're going to get that back eventually.
I just respect the rule of law, and for you guys to be out here celebrating a felon?
Do you think that this is good or bad for our democracy?
In general, respecting the courts and the rule of law is really good for democracy.
That's a bad thing for the country.
What about jailing the political frontrunner against Joe Biden?
You sat in on the jury, yet they all did the same thing. So why is it that it's unfair? I don't get it.
CNN's top legal analyst wrote this in an article a couple days ago, and it says the judge, right, Judge Merchan, gave money in plain violation of a rule prohibiting New York judges from making political donations of any kind. I know we touched on this, to a pro-Biden, anti-Trump political operation, including funds that the judge earmarked for, quote, resisting the Republican Party and Donald Trump's radical right-wing legacy. And that seems to maybe stand out more so than anything else.
I forgot that was a violation of the New York City law. Just,
It seems slightly problematic, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is going to positively or negatively impact Donald Trump for the election this year?
Well, I think it depends on what the sentencing is.
Of course it's positive. People know what's up. It's just more affirmation that the whole damn system is guilty as hell.
When the verdict came in, I was nervous it was going to be negative, but then watching all of my friends' reactions, watching, the public reaction, I think the Democrats blew it. I think it's going to do nothing but help him.
From what I've read, it's been a positive impact.
Positive impact, right.
And from what's coming out from the world leaders, It's kind of a farce for the U.S. government.
So you mean they see it as more of a farce?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I think it'll totally help him. Are you kidding? If nothing actually happens, it's going to feed into his own narrative that he's being persecuted by the media.
Yeah.
Most politicians, they do feel that way as well. Depends on from either the left or the right. Obviously, Trump's on the right side. So his narrative is that the left would be potentially persecuting him for things that aren't necessarily like real threats to national security.
This has obviously broken massive precedent. I mean, I don't even know how much I have to emphasize that because it's so massive. Do you see this as backfiring on the Democrats?
Definitely. I think I saw where the following day, or maybe the same day that he was convicted or indicted, convicted. $53 million was donated to his campaign. I think this is definitely backfiring against them.
Do you think that this is going to backfire on Democrats?
It already has.
I sure hope so. They're taking the country the wrong direction, I think. I think Trump will do the country good. Don't like the man, like his politics.
I mean, look, the African-American vote's going up, Hispanic vote's going up, Asian vote's going up. You would never seen this 10 years ago down here. I think people are waking up. I think people are just tired, man. I know, we're tired.
You know, they could have brought this up years ago. This is a common argument. They could have brought this up years ago. Do you see this as election interference from the Democrats, or do you not?
Both parties are known for very long histories of election interference and doing whatever they can to sway it. Do I think this is timed? Absolutely. Of course.
I think that's what they intended it to be, but I think it's not working for them. Currently with his 58 million plus whatever donations and people out here that are just angry. Conservatives are done, and I think it's going to make people fight a lot harder. And even last night I was talking to somebody who said that at the previous election they weren't sure. They were on the line and they were like, yeah, he's done a lot of things I don't agree with, but he's still a pretty good president. I don't know if I want to vote for him again. And now she's sold on him. Really? And I think that's happening for a lot of people is they're looking at this and they're saying, what are they trying to hide? Like, who do they want to stop? And is he a person I want to vote for? And so I see that happening a lot more now.
Because why didn't they, like I said, why didn't they do it 7 years ago? Because the problem is as soon as Trump decided that he's going to run again, that's when all these charges from election interference, from the documents at Mar-a-Lago, the Georgia trials, all these things came in. All these things came in at that time. Had he not decided to run for president, he wouldn't have been charged with anything.
It is definitely election interference. This is like third world level. Like, it's so transparent. I mean, maybe people that don't know anything don't care or don't get it, but real heritage Americans, people that have assimilated to this country, people that believe in freedom, they see right through this. And no matter what the propaganda and the repetition and the media keeps saying, we know what's up.
If we're going to indict him for what he did, are we going to go back and indict everybody with the Jeffrey Epstein situation and Hillary Clinton and everybody else that did wrong?
Well, no, those people are above the law. But
But in other words, don't be so naive. The bottom line, this is politics. What are the politicians we pay them for?
Is that a bad thing that this is politics, therefore political lawfare?
The point I was trying to make was that when you're in office, what do the politicians do in Washington? All they do is investigate. When Trump wait till he comes in this time, he's going to have a slew of all these people he's going to go after.
Why did we not convict Biden on his the document scandal and everything? Oh, because he's too old.
I don't know what that will look like necessarily, but if they're going to start targeting people and pulling different things out and having these sham trials, those are going to eventually turn against them.
When it comes to putting the shoe on the other foot, do you think that, I know this is kind of cliche, but do you think that Democrats would be happy about, let's say, Joe Biden being prosecuted and the judge donated to Donald Trump saying, MAGA forever, let's get him, and then also the DA ran on getting Joe Biden and the judge's daughter using the trial to raise money for Democrats? Do you think Democrats would be okay with that, or do you think they would think it was biased?
Yeah, probably. There's always bias. In other words, we have 932 federal judges, okay? So what does really our vote mean? You go to a federal judge, he's appointed. We all know there's certain district courts that are conservative. You want something done, you go to a conservative. You have a liberal type of thing, you go to a liberal jump, the Ninth Circuit. I forget which was which.
Do you think they should have picked a different district that was more down the middle instead of a 90% Democratic district?
It was a tough call because in New York, I would venture to say that on the one hand, they had two lawyers that probably, scrutinized all the facts, and on the other hand, New York probably 70% were against Trump to start with when you pick.
The 70% would have been an improvement on the 85 or 90% district.
I hear you.
Honestly, I think that now that it's over, at least until the sentencing portion, they're going to start seeing more turnouts like this. And I think it's going to send a message.
I live here in America 29 years ago, and I am proud America. I'm Latina, Hispanic, proud American, and I love this man, okay? He is the only guy for make this country safe, because Biden, no, nobody, Democrats, no, evils.
Back in the 1980s, my dad was a Republican, his best friend was a Democrat, his best friend was a political cartoonist for the LA Times. The two of them were best friends. And they could communicate, they could talk. They would both of them would be so ashamed to see what's happening now.
Things have slightly changed, that's for sure.
We're all fatigued. We're overloaded. We're being bombarded with nonstop attacks on America.
Donald Trump is the next president of America, and I'm Peruvian Latina, proud of my presidente. I love Donald Trump. I'm from Peru, proud America. I'm here, I working hard. And I never ask for nothing free because I'm proud America.
You see the polls.
Donald Trump Presidente 2024.
All right, everyone, that is it for today. So there ended up being a little Trump rally here today, which was pretty interesting, but we still tried our best to talk to people from all over the political spectrum. Had a couple challenges there, but whatever. Let me know what you guys thought about these conversations down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time I post. I'll catch you all in the next video. Well said. Thank you for your time. Can I pet you? Shake.